Good morning, everybody. It is December 7th, which means I need to talk about a new trading card game because everybody seems to be printing out trading card games, especially Bandai, who is bringing us Union Arena. This is coming out in March of 2023. And as you can see by the spectrum of different IP here, they are not backing away from a fight. They are definitely making sure to take up some of your money, as I see Bleach up there, Thousand Year War, which is going to be one of the ones I will make sure I buy. That is 100%. When that comes out, I will be buying that card. So we have a growing list of anime TCGs on the Japanese side. This would be Weiss Schwarz, Rebirth For You, Build Divide, OSICA, and that's just a few of them. There is a lot more out there. Union Arena does have a YouTube channel, and out there are videos for gameplay, game formats, and release announcements. There may be some that look similar, but it's just a shortened, condensed down version of them, whichever you choose to look at. That's where I got some of these screenshots and the information from. They do have a website and a Twitter that you could check out as well. So first up, we have Jujutsu Kaisen. I love this anime. It was so much fun. The movie was great. This comes out March 24th, 2023. There will be a booster box and a trial deck. And that applies to all of them unless at some point in the future they say that's not the case. So let's just go with that. Here is a shot from the video. It was really cool because you could see the graphics when they placed the card down. Those YouTube videos are definitely worth watching for the gameplay, the announcements, the different game formats. Just really good. It was a lot of effort put into it. We have Hunter x Hunter coming out next March 24th. Same thing with this. You can see the special effects used in the video. All the cards, though, for the most part, seem to be screen captures from the anime or games. So if you are not a fan of that, you are not going to like this in general. This is basically the same as Weiss Schwarz, as Rebirth For You, so nothing really different happening here. Next is Code Geass. I know people really wanted this for Weiss Schwarz. Unfortunately, it came out for Shadowverse Evolve, and now it's coming out for this game as well. And I will take the time right here to say you're going to notice a lot of overlap between the different games in terms of IPs. We always thought there'd be some sort of exclusivity to it. Maybe it's just you need to pay a certain price at this point because these games are very apparent in different games. You see them repeated over and over again, and I really dislike that because I don't want to own two different games with the same kind of pictures on them. Just puts me off. So we do have these cards. I did not, just so you can see that Lelouch over on the right, I did not see any cards with signatures on them yet. There is no actual listing of rarities that we have. I'm interested to see if we do get that. I know we're going to get tons of foils and all that stuff, but will they cross the line and give us actual signatures? Who knows? Next one is Demon Slayer. Oh my god, this is crazy. I know when I was looking at this morning, when I saw the graphics of all the different IPs in there, just really cool to see some of these coming out and to play against each other. It'd be nice if you were able to get all the different animes into one game, but that would be in a monopoly, and we have to split our money over, of course, all these different IPs. That's what they want. Jeez, this just looks so nice. It should look familiar to you if you bought the other version where this came out. Next, we have Idolmaster Shiny Colors. This actually surprised me, just because when you look at that graphic that had all the different IPs on there, Idolmasters stood out in a different way. And I'm not saying that it needs to be homogenous. We don't need all the anime, all the IPs to be the same or games. But at the same time, I just didn't expect Idolmasters to show up here. And the cards do look wonderful, though. I mean, that's what you can see from the card. Apply some foil on there. It looks really nice. We got Tales of Arise. So again, we're going to be looking at some games at some point, and this would be the first one. So that comes out May 2023. We got Slime that's in virtually almost every game possible. I know it's not, but it just seems like it is. Rimuru is always for sale, May 2023. And then finally, we got Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, something I've been watching. If you've been watching any of my anime recaps, I really love Bleach. One of, I would say, first type of animes that I've watched in that genre. May 2023. It's an awesome anime, especially this season. Just a lot of action. If that's what you're looking for, a lot of action, you're going to find it here and in Chainsaw Man. And then we have My Hero Academia, which is pretty interesting. It does have another overlap in JP. It does have overlap now in English. We'll see. We'll see if this. I think the big question here is Union Arena ever going to come out in English? With My Hero Academia, I don't know if that is possible unless it really just comes down to money. We'll see. June 2023. There is a trial deck and booster box, as I mentioned. Here are the stats on it. So the trial deck is 990 yen MSRP. There are 53 items in the actual box, and there will be 50 pre-built cards in there. So you're going to get the same stuff in there. You're going to get 3 action point cards and a play sheet. We don't have anything that says any of that's going to be foiled or not. We shall see. Hopefully there's something in there. And, you know, again, calling back to Weiss Schwarz, Rebirth For You, that kind of idea. Maybe we'll get something foiled, maybe we'll get something autographed or even serial numbered, who knows. And on the booster pack side, anyways, there is nothing that says booster box with how many packs are inside of it. All we have here is a pack is going to be 8 cards, and there are 385 yen for a pack. There will also be card sleeves, because you know what? We got to sell you sleeves to go with your awesome cards. So we have sleeves here. This comes out for 900 yen, and they are 60 sleeves in a pack. Now, game formats. When I was thinking about this, I just thought it was going to be like another cookie cutter, straight up. You know, you just have a set versus a set. They have 4 listed formats down here. You can merge them into, I guess, 3 or 2. But first off was the basic battle rule. They have graphics here. What this actually means, it's just a IP versus IP, different ones going at each other. Next one is one battle rule. This should remind you of the title cup for Weiss Schwarz. That means you will be playing that same IP against each other. Realistically, that's why I said you can merge it together unless there is a special format like a title cup. But really, if you sit across from some person randomly, they could end up with a Jujutsu Kaisen deck. You could have a Jujutsu Kaisen deck and go against each other. I wouldn't call it a one battle rule. It's just how it worked out. 3 decks battle rule. This one, when I got to this one, I was like, oh man, I kind of want to see more info on this. On that video, you only get a basic amount of info, very minimal. There is like a rule sheet out there, but when you took a look at the 3 decks battle rule, you could see one player actually has 3 decks, the other player has 3 decks, and it was saying something about balancing your decks or the situation against the other player. You need to know when to switch. So I wonder how that's actually going to work. But the idea is pretty cool, right? Because how many people own a bunch of Weiss Schwarz decks? Even just talk about other games, Pokemon decks, Magic the Gathering decks. You're limited to that one deck in that battle. This one, 3 decks battle roll. I want more information on that, but the thought of that is pretty interesting. And then we have team battle rule. This one I didn't really understand as much just because I watched the video. What you have here is 3 people having 3 different titles, 3 different decks against another 3-person group. And in the video, they were all doing actions. They're all playing against the person across from each other. When I thought of 3-person battle, I was thinking of, let's say, Yu-Gi-Oh! When they're in that labyrinth and you can attack the other person across. I don't know if that's what's actually going to be taking place here. It truly looked like they're going against the person across from them, which then would make it like a 3 battles, 1-on-1 versus an actual team. So there's got to be more to it. Again, I didn't look into it deeper than that, but it will be interesting to see how this plays out. I think it's pretty cool that at least they're thinking of competitive gameplay or at least different fun formats for the future. So, speaking of competitive play, this is a graphic of Battle Spirits Saga. I know I'm talking about Union Arena, but the reason why I'm doing this is there is talk of Union Arena having competitive play. There's going to be a tournament. There is no other details outside of that. I don't know if there's a prize pool, but being that Battle Spirits Saga is Bandai and Union Arena is Bandai, I know one's in English, one's in Japanese, but the thing about this is there is a gigantic prize pool. So I wonder, because Bandai is trying to come out strong with some of these newer games, if there's going to be a cash prize pool for the tournaments coming up. You can see if you aren't in the Battle Spirit Saga, you don't care about this, but you're really good at card games, maybe you pick up Battle Spirit Saga and try to go for that $1 million in cash prizes. There's also $350,000 in US prizing before the actual championship season. So again, if you're really good at cards, you might as well take a shot at Battle Spirit Saga for the amount of money. But hopefully that means there's going to be some sort of nice prizes on the Japanese side for Union Arena. Not that it matters to me at all, but yeah. Anyways, the other video was about the actual gameplay. They explained the different cards. You have character, field, and event cards. Some basic rules are, this should make sense to people that play certain games, that you cannot have 5 of one card. You're allowed to have 4 of one card, and it needs to be of the same actual IP. You can't mix together different IPs. And this is what the field actually looks like. Frontline, energy, remove area, point, card area, outside area. You got some life points over there off to the left. You can see right there on the top left, it says action 1, so you need to pay that action point to use this. Okay. And if you want more information, I know I just showed you, they went through the whole battling, went through one turn, so check out that video. It is out here again on the Union Arena YouTube. Just check that out. Union Arena is holding teaching sessions. If you go to this, there are PR cards that you can get from this, so there are many reasons to go and get this. I would like to have the Yuji over there. Also, they will be at the 2023 Bandai Card Festival happening on February 19th. They will be talking about Battle Spirits, Digimon card game, One Piece card game, which is on fire, and then, of course, Union Arena. There will be an attendance of Bandai for Jump Festa 2023. This happens on December 17th, 2022. I always like when they do that, where it's 2023, but it's really happening in 2022. Anyways, you stop by the Bandai site, the booth, and you will be able to pick up this PR pack. It includes the 2 from before and also Demon Slayer in there as well, which is interesting to me because you have this pack, right? And it has the 3 cards in it. But then when you go to the teaching session, they give you the 2 cards. I feel like they should just give you the pack. I don't know, just my thought. It's really weird. Also, while you're there, you can pick up the sleeves, and there's Bleach, 1000-Year Blood War down there in the bottom right. I totally want that one, by the way. And you can tell it's 1000-Year Blood War just by looking at the sword. And that is it for Union Arena, another TCG that is coming out here. I'm excited to see more info about this, more card previews, see what's really in there, and then the actual gameplay. So this isn't just another one that's coming out that's kind of easy to forget about. And that's how I feel about like OSICA or Build Divide in that way. I think it's meant more for collecting. I know people say you can play it, and that's fine. It's just me here in the state I am in the United States. There's no one really playing these things. It's more about collecting for me. But with Union Arena, with the format that they have, if it's a lot of fun, I could see people actually playing it. I could see many more people picking it up just because of the different titles that are in here. And lastly, I want to close out with this graphic. I thought it was really funny when they put it in the video with all the different special effects. So here you go. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. カードバトルで再現